happened so instantaneously. I really can't say exactly what happened. I don't know if I woke my husband up or he woke me up, but I remember him pushing me out of the bedroom door, and I looked to my right, and I saw all of the fire, and I saw smoke, and I heard the glass being broken, you know, on the side windows on the left, and I heard the roaring of the fire.
How did you get out?
Well, my husband made me stay at the back door so that I could get some air, and he brought the baby to me and told me to stand there. Then he brought my other children to me. Over the last year and a half, nothing but harassment after harassment. My husband has undergone quite a bit, and so have I. And so on the 22nd, Kyle was parked in front of the house, and he came out, and he was going to go on an errand, and parked just a little ways behind him was a red car containing about 5 or 6 men, and when they saw him coming out, well, they rushed to him. But I have always made it a habit of when he leaves the house, I just purely out of habit, no other reason, I usually stand at the door until he's around the corner, and because I was standing here, he was able to get back. They call and they say, this is death calling, or something like that, or they say other things, whichever the case might be. Whatever they feel like saying, they say. And I called the 114th Precinct a few days ago. They informed me that it was nothing they could do, you know. So I asked if there was some way I could, you know, take the conversation or something. They said it was nothing they could do.
That's what I said. The Muslims claim I bombed my house. And if anybody can find where I bombed my house, they can put a rifle bullet through my head. It was my children and my own life and my wife's life that was at stake. You know what the degree, what temperature was? It was about 15 or 20. I stood in my underwear, bare feet, in the middle of my driveway with a gun in my hand for 45 minutes, waiting for the police or waiting for the fire department to come. If I want to put on a show, I can find a better way than that to put it on. And if you attack me, that's one thing. I know what to do when you start attacking me. But when you attack sleeping babies while you are lower than a guy... The only thing that I regret in all of this is that two black groups have to fight and kill each other off. I feel responsible for having played a major role in developing a criminal organization. It was not a criminal organization at the outstart. It was an organization that had the power, the spiritual power, to reform the criminal. And this is what you have to understand. As long as that strong spiritual power was in the movement, it gave the moral strength to the believer that would enable him to rise above all his negative tendencies. I know, because I went into the movement with more negative tendencies than anybody in the movement. And just faith in what I was taught what made it possible for me to stop doing anything that I was doing and everything that I was doing. And by this spiritual force, giving one the faith that enabled one to exercise the moral discipline, it became an organization that was to be respected as well as feared. I, for one, disassociate myself from the movement completely, and I dedicate myself to the organizing of black people into a group that are interested in doing things constructive, not for just one religious segment of the community, but for the entire black community. Soon as we established our religious authenticity with the Muslim world, we set up the Organization of Afro-American Unity and took immediate steps to make certain that we would be in direct contact with our African brothers on the African continent. So the first step that has been taken, brothers and sisters, since Garvey died, to actually establish contact between the 22 million black Americans with our brothers and sisters back home was done by two organizations. And you know we've got to unite with them because there are 700 million Muslims. And we sure need to stop being the minority and become part of the majority.